Hey everybody, it's Faith Brunel and welcome to a new series called Work and Study Smarter, Boosting Your Productivity. So today I'm Faith Brunel, and you might actually recognise me from my podcast Faith Brunel's Insights, where I usually actually kind of do that exclusively on Spotify, and then I post some of the episodes, that video, actually most of them on YouTube. And that really started maybe a couple of months ago, following the episode where I interviewed Raiden Carter, and I decided, actually, let me involve everybody here and my subscribers here on YouTube with my podcast, and let me do that. So today, here I am, guys, Faith Brunel, and we're going to talk about Productivity 101 for students, starting today. As a student myself, as somebody who's just finished a bachelor's reading politics at King's College London, and somebody who will be undertaking a master's very, very soon in the law conversion course to become a barrister. So first, let me set the scene on this new series, which is actually exclusive to YouTube because you can see my face. Hi everybody, this is me, and I'm going to talk a little bit about productivity and how we can actually be boosted today. So I'm your host, Faith Brunel, and today we're going to talk about and dive into the fundamentals of productivity, tailored specifically for student life and student living. It's really applicable for you, even if you're not a student, even if you're somebody who wants to improve your productivity, if you're in high school, if you're in college, if you're a teacher, if you're a parent, wherever you are, or whatever stage of your journey that you're in, this is really applicable for you. So as I said before, I'm a student and I'm an aspiring barrister, and I want to specialise in international and human rights law. So I want to help people in terms of, especially people who haven't had access to justice beforehand. I want to really kind of bridge that gap and get them to, get them the information and the help that they need to resolve certain issues as well. So that's about me. So today we're going to actually get stuck into a range of topics. I'm just got my stuff here that I want to talk about. So first of all, I think that it's important to define productivity. And so I find that actually, we have to start with the basics. Okay, so what is productivity? That's a really key question we have to get involved with and understand in order to actually understand how we can improve something, we have to understand what it is. So productivity is all about achieving more with less, less time, less effort, and fewer resources. And I think that it's always about efficiently reaching your goals and making the most of your potential. That's why we've called it Work and Study Smarter, because it's not studying harder, it's studying smarter, which is actually a new kind of distinction that I've come across personally about studying smarter. Because it's not necessarily, it's not necessarily working for 5 hours. You could work for 2 hours and do just as much work because you've studied smarter. And that's what I really wanted to address in today's YouTube episode. Let's actually delve into it. So when we talk about defining productivity, it's about, as I said, it's reaching your goals really efficiently. And so today in this episode, I'm going to show you a few things that I use actually to boost my productivity. So I'm going to show you life hack, just to let you know this is not sponsored. If any video is sponsored, I will always let you know at the beginning. I just want to showcase a few things, a few resources that I use as a student. So I actually use Life Hack, which is really, really good, and I'll get into that in a second. I actually use probably something that most people have on their phone, a timer. I use a website called Timecamp to log my productivity and log my time. And I use a diary really as well, that's what we use. But today in this episode, I'll show you two of those things. I will show you the Life App and I will show you the Timecamp. And I will show you the diary that I purchased on Amazon as well. So I'll show you that, I'll show you me clacking and finding that on my laptop here today. So that actually ties into time management, the importance of time management, because time management really for me is the foundation of productivity. In order to actually understand time management is key. And actually, if you are interested in careers and navigating your path, we actually recorded. So this is actually being recorded today on Saturday. And so yesterday we had an event on Friday the 8th of September. It was in partnership with speakers from the University of Birmingham, the Study Buddy, Logos West Midlands CIC, Birmingham Metropolitan College, the negotiation clubs as well. And that was actually an event all geared towards careers. And so it spanned from the 11 a.m. BST to 2 p.m, 2:30 p.m. And we talked about, we really got the attendees in the audience to engage with careers. And so that's actually available here on my YouTube channel, Life of Faith Brunel. And so you can actually find that and kind of gain further insights. And you can actually connect with all of the guest speakers as well, because we had Paul McConnell, Head of Global Engagement, Birmingham Law School, talking about UCAS. And so that's really relevant today as well. And then we had Gilbert R. Pommel talking about self-actualization. And we had Nathan Miguel talking about the time management, which is what I'm talking about here today. And really, I'm going to talk about time management from my perspective as a student, what I've done, what I've learned as well. And I've learned quite a few things. I've learned that if you want to manage your time, it's good to make a checklist. So actually that moves on to my next thing about, choosing and setting SMART goals. SMART goals actually stands for specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and timely. And so for me, this framework really ensures that your goals are clear and attainable. And for me as a student, I know when I started my bachelor's at King's, I was like, okay, I really want to do all of this in a week. And I found that it wasn't actually realistic enough. I found that sometimes I wouldn't be able to manage all of that, and that's okay. But it was about me actually not studying harder, but studying smarter. And by third year, I'd really mastered that, and that's why I'm able to share it with you today. And I was able to get firsts in a lot of essays, actually because I actually learnt about kind of time management. I learnt about setting SMART goals. I learnt about reading. I learnt about the importance of reading, but also the importance of how I take notes from reading. And for me as well, that's what we're going to do in this series, talk about, note making, because I actually, and just a side note, I'm recording this on a very hot day in the UK. It's so hot today. Anyway, so so talking about note-taking methods, I will delve into in other episodes the Cornell method, linear methods, mapping as well, which we did actually talk about yesterday. So if you are interested in any of those, then please do feel free to head over to that as well, and just to kind of gain some more information, gain a different perspective on on note-taking as well. And so that's really important. And then really I'd say that all of this links into planning. My dad actually Gilbert Arpomel, so you can actually listen to his talk on self-actualization. It's really talking about the, planning prevents poor performance. And really this kind of spans across all areas of life. It's not just one area of life, it's not just your career, it's not just your degree, it's everything, every aspect of your life. And so when we're talking about planning prevents poor performance, it's about really thinking about what you want to do in a given part of time. It's talking about, when you plan something, when you prepare in advance, you know that it actually ends up going better. Now, we cannot account for all eventualities, we cannot control everything, but what we can do is to try and make sure that we are as prepared as we can be, and that's why it kind of improves the performance. It's like, let me take a very studious and study-centered example. If I have an exam, and I have had plenty of exams in my lifetime, let's say I'm doing my GCSEs, and I want to get, because I know when I was there, it was the number method, so I want to get an 8, which is equivalent to an A star. I have to then make sure that I have studied all of the content, revised everything sufficiently, so that when I sit down in that chair, on the exam day, I know that I have, really absorbed, like a sponge, as much information as I can in a way that is relatable, but also in a way that I can relay it. I can put that information down. I can articulate myself on the day. Because sometimes I did find before I'd actually mastered my study methods, I would revise and get it there, before exam day, sit down on the exam and be like, oh, hang on. What I've actually taken in. But now I can actually sitting here today talking to you in this episode, I can genuinely say now, I'm still learning, obviously we're all still learning as students, but I've actually found methods that work for me. And those methods are I like to create flashcards, I like to make a task. So I use a diary now from Learn with Lonyo, which is a really good diary because it helps me to write down everything I need to do. And so as a student, having a diary is key. It doesn't have to be a physical diary, it can be a digital diary. Now I have a MacBook and I have an iPhone and an iPad. So I will use the Apple Calendar, which is really good as well, to consolidate what I'm doing. And any events I sign up to, I'll just click iCal, download to iCal, and synchronize it with different colors. So if I have a podcast interview with person A, I will then say in yellow. Or if I have an interview yellow is actually when I have an episode coming out. So person A's episode on study skills is coming out on Thursday, 12 p.m. BST, because that's my usual posting schedule. Or I might say if it's orange, it's because I'm actually interviewing that person. Whereas if it's blue, it's my home, it's general tasks. I know green is work. And so, I'm sure that you're getting a general sense really of how I actually manage my time. And really it's about, it kind of helps you to avoid procrastination, because I'd say also be kind to yourself. I'd say don't give yourself too much to do within a set time. Don't say I want to read 70 pages in an hour. It might work for some, but I know for me, I like to break it down, understand every 10 or so pages, make sure it's in my mind, write that down in terms of my note-taking method, and then move forward. And then really thinking about the importance of breaks and rest as well. Sleep is really key, and we had a wonderful talk from Dr. Dominique Thompson yesterday, really talking about mental health and navigating the mindscape, so to speak, and really talking about how sleep is really a secret ingredient. It's key in order to make sure that you're feeling your best, that you're ready and you're energetic as well. And I know for myself that if I wake up really early, I will have to kind of take some time, away from my devices and just kind of because for me, I like to just, you know, take some time away from my device and just to kind of give my eyes a break, you know, do something else, you know, go for a walk, you know, absorb in nature, go in my garden, spend time with family and friends. And that's what I find is a nice break from studying as well. So breaks and rest is important. So what I'm going to do before I actually end today's video is actually show you life at and show you time camp, and then I'll end today's episode. To show you life at. So this is lifeat.io, and it says here, this is an immersive workspace for task management, notes, Pomodoro timer, etc. And what I actually use it for, I use it actually for a range of things. So this is what I use sometimes, but I use time camp more. As you can see, my last visit was in August. However, I use this sometimes. As I said, I use time camp every day, but this is really, I use this when I have like exams to do, or if I have maybe like a dissertation. I did a dissertation. So it's really, you can choose when you use this. So for example, it says here, I can do 20 minutes, I can change the Pomodoro, and then after I finish the Pomodoro, I can have a short then long break, and then I can actually invite people to my meeting room as well. I know my sister and I have done this before. You can change the background, so you've got like here, and you have sounds. You can hear this sound here. And that's basically life in a nutshell. Then I have time camp. So I'll just show you time camp away from mine. As you can see here, I'll show you away from mine. Just log out, that's my email. Okay, so let me just show you it kind of how you'd see it before you're signing up. So let's see, will it work? It will work. I'm going to just remove that. Okay, everybody, so this product does automatic time tracking, which I really enjoy. So here's an example. So as you can see in the example here, it says like training or something like that. And then you can actually have a look. So on the free plan, which I'm using actually, you can go with like training on sales, for example, and it actually tells you how much time that you've used. You can sign up with Google, which I've done. As you can see here, this is what it does. And it basically tells you how much time that you've been productive throughout the day. If you are actually an entrepreneur, if you are and you have employees, or if you are a manager, you have employees, this is something that is really good as well, because you can use it on the desktop, you can use it on a mobile phone. I'm not sure about if it's on the Play Store, but I know it's definitely on the Apple Store because I have an iPhone. And then for managers as well, you can track your project time and budget easier than ever before. Like you can look at your billable time as well, and then so it really can be used. So you can, I'll put these links in the bio as well, so you can click onto those. So that's really those two websites I want to showcase. And then finally, I want to show you the diary that I'm currently using. This diary is not for this year, but there are diaries that they're going to be doing that are coming out next year. So let me see if I can find this. I'm probably going to have to just type this in books. I don't want to go through like everything I've done. So this is actually the diary. I don't have this one. I have the blue version of this one. This is the Lonio products, also known as Learn with the Lonio. So I will actually show you the one that I actually have. So you can see I have this blue one. I use this every day. So basically this one helps me to plan my time in conjunction with the Apple Calendar, which I really love. It's $11.95 here. They also sell on Etsy. You can head on over to Etsy as well, or Amazon. And I found that this diary is really, really helpful as well, because it allows me, first of all, it has a positive affirmation, destined to succeed, but it also actually helps me to plan my time and think about what I actually have for a week and a month. So now that you've seen both of the websites that I really use, you've seen LifeAt, you've seen Time Camp, and then finally, last but definitely not least, you've seen my diary from Lonio products, which are available on Etsy and Amazon. So that wraps up today's episode of Work and Study Smarter, Boosting Your Productivity. I hope that you really found these principles useful. I hope that there's a lot to take away. Remember, productivity is a skill that can be developed. It's not over, and I'm here to help you on that journey. So if you've enjoyed today's episode, please do subscribe to stay tuned for more events, for more episodes, because I also, every Thursday, 12 p.m. BST, Faith and Other Insights, there's a new podcast episode. In fact, the next episode is with the Matriarch on the 14th of September, which is next week, Thursday. Last week's episode So we've got last week's episode as well with Stephanie Pincher, and then we've got the following episode after that with Delight Mapashure, who's on Dragon's Den, and she talks about her journey as well to success. So stay tuned as well. You can also listen to Justice Williams MB's episode and Kishma Ballard's episode and many more episodes as well that I've had on the podcast as well. And you can also stay tuned and you can actually watch yesterday's wonderful event, which really will have hopefully added a lot of value to the attendees on navigating your careers, navigating your path with careers. So that's it. I'm Faith Brunel, as I always say. This is your host signing off, and I hope if you have any questions about study skills, productivity, drop them down below. And yeah, have a great day. Bye bye.